What do you talk about? Hans shot first. Well, hello, Dungeon fans. I'm the Lich, and this is the Liching Hour. And before you do whatever it is you do when you get here, in Dungeon News. It's a great time of the year. Our next semester of school starts next week. That's right. And don't bother spending your copper pieces on new pencils or pencil holders, because this year, they're on me. That's right. And I'm getting your names engraved on the pencil cases. Even you. Yeah, you're getting one too. Remember, there's no reason for a stupid monster. Did you know that most adventurers that raid our dungeon haven't gotten past grade 2? Yeah. Now I know what you're really been waiting for though. I got the teachers for this year's dungeon school right here. First up, that zombie that has that one blue eye still, he's teacher for level 1. Congratulations. Poco the Orc and Cham Cham the Goblin will co-teach this year on level 2. Will be the teacher of the Kennel, level 3. Shalobia will be the teacher of the Pantry, level 4. You can find her in the middle of the big web. King Blop has informed me that Splogtato will be the teacher of the Marsh, level 5. And the Trolls, Ogres, and that Giant couple from level 6 have posted bulletins around the dungeon informing everyone that they have advanced classes available on their level. Don't they just want you for a snack? Alright, so that's your teacher list for 2018. Let's have a good school year, monsters. Looks like that's it. Oh wait, we're at war with the Mind Flayers. Good night, people of the dungeon.
Wait, what? Did he just say we're at war with the Mind Flayers? What? That's unsettling, to say the least. Hey everybody, it's the Liching Hour. I'm Kevin from level 9. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear that part. But who wants to play some Dungeon Crawl Classics? I do. Let's do it. We are returning to the town or village of Pommeville to see what Naomi's up to with her quest given by Justitia, the goddess of law and mercy. Last episode, Naomi and crew they battled their way into a large crypt, and that's where we're going to join them. A large crypt in a temple that the town didn't even know still existed in the mountain nearby. And there they had a pretty big battle with a lot of undead, and one in particular, which was a great beast man undead zombie with green glowing eyes. And when Naomi used her newly found sentient warhammer to fell this beast, the green witching flew out of its head as it crashed to the ground and flew into the sarcophagus that was in the middle of this large crypt. That wasn't the end of it. There were still a lot of zombies and skeletons, but Serene, the wizard friend that we'd picked up, the daughter of the town's lord, she correctly assumed that the crystal skull that was on an altar nearby was holding, in some way, shape, or form, a source of power for whatever creature or ghast or ghoul or wight or wraith lived in this crypt. So Naomi smashed that with her hammer, and they didn't take care of the zombies and the skeletons. However, it wasn't until Naomi called forth the power of Justitia and literally exploded everybody. All the skeletons and zombies just exploded in the glory of Justitia's light, and then the crypt fell silent, other than the very, very scared breath of Lars, the town boy, who thought he was going to be a hero and come with them, and spent most of the battle huddled in the corner soiling himself. And that's where we're going to join these guys. We are playing, it's the the adventure is called Clerics Challenge. It's not an official DCC. It's a second edition AD&D module I found that I've converted to Dungeon Crawl Classics for my own nefarious purposes. So that's what we're playing tonight, and we are going to jump right in. There is a name missing off the party. If you have been following, you will know what I mean. He did not die, but he won't be... Well, we'll get to that. We're going to get to that. Okay. In other news, right before we get going again, I did fix my technical problems with my camera, so I'm pretty excited. It's been a tiny bit weird, and hopefully everything will work out fine. But yeah, okay. Should we open it? Miles says. Captain Miles, our good friend, the dwarf, who's a dwarf, not a warrior. I had his name as Caption Miles. It's not Caption, it was Captain. And I forgot to change warrior. He's not a warrior, he's a dwarf. Which is very much a warrior, my friend, but he's a dwarf. You know, it sucks that it doesn't suck, but why do dwarves have to have Scottish accents? And no matter how like I'm like kind of affronted by like, why does it always got to be Scottish? I still do it whenever I do dwarf. It's like ingrained in my brain. Ingrained in my brain. Should we open it? He says, nodding to the sarcophagus. Serene speaks up. She says, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. The glyphs on the floor. She calls attention to the glyphs on the floor again. They're missing the one crucial part. Looks like a rod of some sort. That's probably what those adventurers that came by took and unleashed this holy hell. Whatever's in there isn't going to stay in there. Might only be staying in there because the sarcophagi has it trapped. We don't know. We need to replace that rod. I would advise you not to. Miles just kind of looks at it a long time and goes, all right, well, you had me at no. What do you think, Naomi? Naomi's like, yes, we'll leave it be. She nods to Serena. But I wonder where that adventurer... no one saw them leave town. Maybe their body's here dead. Maybe we should look around some more in this temple, Miles says. Do you mean the adventurers that came in town a couple of days ago? Lars says, finally finding words. Naomi and Serene look at each other. Yeah, yes, we do. Well, I saw them leave just the other day, just a few days ago, in the morning, before everyone was awake. I was out doing stuff. Well, where did they go? They went north out the, he tells them how he saw them going north, exiting the town going north. There was 3 of them. A dwarf like Captain Miles, an elf who looked rather rugged, and then the cleric or priest looking fellow who looked not like Naomi. He said that, he said not like you, because Naomi's got her chainmail on, and she needs a good helm. Anyway, she got her chainmail on. There were gore all over her. She's a fighter, priest, cleric. Okay. Everyone looks at each other and goes, well, let's get the hell out of here then. So the crew leaves the same way they came. They go through there's parts of the temple they weren't going to explore. They're tired. It's been a long night. They want to get wherever they're going next. It's probably nighttime by now. And sure enough, and when they exit the crypt, they came in through the back door of a secret door in a crypt in the graveyard. They come out there. It is night, or it's almost night. And they know they got to get to town because they're not quite sure if they've stopped whatever was going on. This all started because zombies en masse attacked the town and almost slaughtered everybody. It seemed like hundreds of zombies. So they're not quite sure if they're going to come back or not. So they made haste, got back to the town, the village, and it didn't take them long. The villagers were to find, it didn't take them long to find the mayor, Nicole, who is, what's his name? Terrence's mother. they're all putting the villagers have been really busy all day. They have been building embankments and things around the town. And it looks like they've kind of put up outposts with people. They've managed to arm themselves to a degree. When they meet up with Nicole, they tell her everything that's happened, and she's like just amazed and horrified that some place like this is so close to their town. They never had any problems with the old fort on the hill until that adventurers had come, or I usually use the term adventurers, those strangers who came. So she's very happy for them to go find them. She offers to send some people, and they're like, no, we can take care of this. She said, well, they obviously look like they've been up for quite a while. She suggests, or need some rest. Naomi wants to help throughout the night if the zombies do attack, but Nicole tells her, like, we've got this under control. This is our town. You rest. Start out tomorrow. You need to be the one who finds the source and destroys this, or reseals it, or whatever. We can only do so much. Terrence, the warrior that joined them last adventure or last episode, he says he refuses to go to sleep or anything. He's going to stay and help defend the town with his mother. He's a little bit of a local hero, like kind of well known for being very capable and stuff. So Naomi and Serene and Shanna, Serene heads off they all decide to meet up in the morning. Serene heads off to her father's. Naomi, Miles, and Shanna, the thief, all head back to the inn. The inn's a rather somber place. If you remember George, the innkeeper who went with them when the first big battle with the zombies, he fell. His wife is doing her best to keep a few customers happy. People have been working all day and feeding. His brother Marcus is working the bar, but they all they have nothing really to say. In fact, they don't even look at Naomi and Miles. Too painful, maybe. Naomi hopes that they don't blame her. She's when she goes to sit down, she finds out that that's she was wrong in thinking that, because she's immediately greeted with food. Even though they're somber, they feed them and make sure they're right away. And then they retire as soon as they can. They sleep like the dead. Kind of. Naomi dreams. In her dream, she is running through the forest at a breakneck speed, and she looks to her side, and there's Jasper, her friend Jasper. But he looks more feral and more like an animal. In fact, and then when she'll think about it later, she'll realize he was more animal than he was person. But in his dreams, like we usually do, we know who it is, even though their form is different. And they're running through the woods, and they come out of some trees, and they find themselves really high up in the air. And she's looking around and realizing that the trees and everything have disappeared, and they're on the shoulder of this gigantic titan. She looks at Jasper, and Jasper begins biting and burrowing into this thing's body. And it starts screaming out in pain, and she grabs on and grabs some hair, and she's holding on, and she looks up, and when she looks up, its face, it's turned, and its face is Jasper's human face. And that's when she wakes up with a slight knock to the door, a light knock to the door. It's dawn, and she hears Miles say, "I'll meet you outside, lass. I'll meet you downstairs." Lass. So she gets up, gets her armor, feels way better. And because she didn't wake up to screaming, she figures like maybe the town wasn't attacked by zombies. And she goes downstairs, and there's still some bit of somberness, but the mood's feels a little bit better. Come to find out, there was some zombies did come back, so the threat and the evil is not done. Some zombies did come back. They what did come back was kind of was held off by the barriers that the townsfolk had put up, and they heard animals crying and things off in the woods, and they're thinking that maybe a lot of the zombies like dispersed off into the woods and stuff, and still were prowling the area. So the town is not safe at night, and it's going to be everyone's sleeping and getting ready for the next night. So it's even more pressure on Naomi and them to make sure they get this taken care of as soon as possible. Not long after they finish breakfast, Serene shows up, looking well fresh and ready to rock. Shanna doesn't come down. So Miles says, I'll wake her. Hold. He goes upstairs, and finally he comes down, and Shanna comes down, and she's not, she doesn't look like she's going. And now Shanna is a thief. Well, she's a traitor, right? But she's got if we were going to classify her, she's a thief. And she's neutral, I believe, or she's chaos. She's neutral. This whole adventure, Naomi saved her life when the first night she was in town from zombies. And because of that, Shanna went with her to do the stuff that they did. They helped save the town, or at least save a lot of people in the town the first night, and then she agreed to go with them to the crypt. But after the fight in the crypt, after the stuff that she's like, this is not my fight. I can leave. I go to another town. I don't need to do this. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna roll. Naomi is going to try to convince Shanna to stay, and we're gonna roll on that and see what happens. We're gonna give her. It's a personality test. Yes, it is. Naomi's got a +1 modifier on her personality. Wow, is Naomi spent? Wow. Naomi has spent not a bunch of luck, but she's only got 8 luck left. Oh boy. All right, this will be the first roll of the evening. This is gonna set a tone here. This, yeah. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to tell you what difficulty challenge I gave this. The difficulty number. Whoop, that was not the die. That's... Wait. Oh, hold on. Boom. That is a 9, ladies and gentlemen. She's got a +1. So that's a 10. And, well... Should we let her stay with a 10? The 10 almost has Serena. Naomi says, look, this might not be your town. This might not be the town you're from, but it could be your town. We need someone like you. We're almost done. Shanna's like, looks at her and goes, I'm not. This is not my fight. And then we're going to give Miles one chance. What's Miles' stats? Okay. Oh, Miles got a personality of 14. How well does Miles roll? Shanna's not staying. Shanna is like, no, I'm going to go. Miles starts to argue, and Naomi reaches across and grabs his arm and says, no, let her go. We can do this. So we are down a person. Okay. We gave it 2 rolls, man. The dice do what the dice do. This could be tense. Okay. So they get around and head out. Lars, who's definitely not coming with them this time. They come out and they run into Nicole the mayor, who for some looks like she's never slept or doesn't even need to sleep. She looks just as she did last night, and she lets them know the details of stuff that happened, but things are going good. Terrence, he stayed up all night. shooting zombies and shooting things, and so she made him go to sleep. He very much wanted to join them, but she says, if you come back, if you find that rod, hopefully soon. The thought is that these adventurers went to the next town north. The next town's called Arden, and it's about a half-day ride. So, hoping maybe they'll be back tonight. If not, she says, don't ride on the road at night. Stay off the moors. So they're not sure if it's gonna be tonight or tomorrow, but Terrence wants to help if they're going to plan on going back into the crypt. So that's good to know. So they, Naomi, Serene, and Miles take off on the North Road to Arden. It's a relatively nice day. I believe it's starting to get into fall. And so there's a little bit of a bite, but other than that, it's not a bad day. They're about 5 miles down the road. Arden's another hour or so away. I guess it's not too far. Not a half day. About 5 miles. Let's say, yeah, 5 miles could have took him for a while. The path winds over a small rise and down into a grassy dell. As they ride by some thicket, it's not a road. It's barely a cart track. But as they ride by a thicket close to the road, they hear a weak moan and a rustle of something moving in the bushes. They stop. Everybody looks at each other. They dehorse. They dehorse. They dismount from their horses and draw their weapons. And Serene, if we got to remember, has her little knight with her, Midas, the little knight with this thing, the literally 1 foot tall knight who doesn't lift up his visor. It's her familiar. They all get down, and he rides on the back of the horse with her, and very carefully they approach the bush, and through it, Miles can see that it's somebody. It's a person of some sort, and it's laying on the ground. And he kind of gives him a little bit of. He moves up into it, and sure enough, it's an elf woman. She's dressed in. She's got scale on. Looks like mithril scale underneath a just nice clothes, comfortable riding clothes. Very pretty, but she looks like she's very, very hurt, and could have been that way for quite some time. She looks like she's literally on the verge of dying. She's when she sees him and she passes out, her lips are incredibly chapped, and she looks like she's been starving. So he looks around and he calls Naomi and Serene in. Naomi immediately goes in and sits down, and this is the next big test, is she's got to cast Lay on Hands to see if she can save this person's life. And let's kick it over here, baby pop. Still working? Yeah, all right. Right before I was testing this right before this, and it stopped. It wouldn't, and now I'm paranoid it's gonna keep doing it. But I'm so happy to have this fixed. Okay, Lay on Hands. Let's do this. Naomi gets a +3 on this. She has no disapproval right now because she took a day to sleep. We're fresh off. We're fresh. Let's do it. All right. This is gonna be hard. Well, okay. So the lady opens her eyes as Naomi's murmuring over her. But as Naomi's murmuring over her Justitia doesn't respond. The lady, she smiles a little bit, and she says, she croaks out a second, and it doesn't make any sense, but then she has to kind of clear her throat and kind of talk. Miles gets her some water, and Naomi some water. Naomi gives her some water, which perks her up just a tiny bit. And they try to give her some food, but she goes, no. She says, your God probably doesn't like one like me. She's going to say something like, it's been... And then she decides not to even go there, about how she's been alive for 100 years and doesn't really gel well with gods. But she says, you've got to find them. And Naomi says, who? And she says, my friends, my companions, they were taking. She tells her that they were ambushed by bandits and some sort of creature. And that it's probably got a lair nearby. They probably have a lair nearby. Ambushing people on the road. And they took... Serene, she's a very smart lady. She immediately realizes, and then everybody else kind of does it afterwards, that this might be the elf that Lars saw that was part of the adventures. And Naomi says, were you leaving Pommeville? And she said, yes, a few days back. I was left for dead, and I've been surviving the best. I don't know why I'm not dead yet, she says. And when she says that, she dies. Yeah. It's still before noon, and they know that the town's only like an hour away, but obviously they didn't make it there, so they got to find these two. The other two were taken, she thinks, and that's when Miles offers to dig a hole and bury the elf, and it bums me out because I thought if she could heal her, she would join them. But she's not going to join them, which makes the next thing... I wanted a challenge for these guys, because I feel like I've been playing a little easy on them. Oh boy, are they going to get a challenge. I might have to... yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, especially if we keep rolling like this. This could be the last night. It's the last night of Naomi. We could just end it here. No, I promise we won't kill her. She'll run before that happens. We won't let her die. Unless it makes a lot of sense. And it's very poetic. Then we'll see what happens. But you got to do what the dice tell you to do. So Miles starts digging a hole. Naomi and Serene start searching the area. It's not hard to find, once they know what they're looking for, to find tracks. Looks like booted tracks. But also in the middle of the tracks, it could be like hoof marks, like from a very large deer. Which is interesting. Naomi used to hunt deer on her estate. Deer and fox. She was a noble, so she's very much familiar with deer. But it was probably a very large stag, is what she was guessing. And they're all heading a little to the north west. They go a little bit further, and it off the cart track. There's the footsteps go through some brush and stuff, and then come out to a trail. So that's the trail they need to go on. They come back and help Miles dig the rest of the grave, and they bury the elf, and they give it a little marker. Naomi says some words to Justitia. Says some words, says a prayer, and then they decide to go on. Now, they look at each other, And they're like, okay, are we ready for this? These are all badasses. I mean, Serene's is a wizard, and not Terrence, Miles is a warrior. Shanna couldn't come. It's just the three of them. Are they ready to take on a band of bandits and whatever the mystery creature is? Well, do they go back to town and get Terrence and a few other people? I think that might be the smartest play for these guys, actually. Yeah, because they're not going to the town. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to town. By the time they get back to town, it's around lunchtime. Oh, wait, do they want to do that? The thing is, if these guys are captured... Okay, let's play devil's advocate here. If these guys are captured, are they... You know what? Serene says, let's go. Miles says we should go back and get more men. We're going to roll to let us know what they're going to do. If, yeah. Or, hey, if you're watching, what do you think they should do? Go now? Forget what I said earlier. Go now, or go back to town and get a, they could probably convince Terrence to go, and they might be able to get a couple, just zero-level townsfolk to come with them. Naomi doesn't want to get more people killed. She would love to have Terrence come because she knows he's good in a fight. But time might be of the essence. These guys might be being tortured to death, or they might be killed, and these bandits and whoever might be moving on with the rod. They got to be thinking, we're gonna go. There's not gonna be a roll. They're gonna go. The idea, it sounds right. It sounds good on paper for them to head back, but all that time, we should go forward. And Law's Light agrees. Yes, I think which surprises everybody. They haven't gotten used to the idea that Naomi has a hammer that talks. But they're getting a little more used to it, but they're all a little startled when it speaks up. Yes, let's go. Justicia demands it. Okay. All right, so we're going to take off up that trail. Now, if there is a base, I mean, they don't even know if there's a base. They might have to be following these people for a while. That's the biggest thing. They don't know what's going on. So, they continue up the trail and they go cautiously. They do say they're going cautiously. They follow the tracks for a good 2 miles into a range of low forested hills. As dusk begins to fall, it takes them all... does it take them all day? No. It's like late afternoon. They see moss-covered ruins of an old tower perched on a hillside. The tower is like half of it's gone and missing. Must have caved in on itself or whatever. It seems abandoned. It's at this point that they kind of converge and decide if this is the lair of these people or whatever these things are, then they probably have guards of some sort. So they want to go as easily, as quietly as possible. So we're gonna we're gonna roll a few times, and I want to get. Oh, look at that! 2 and a 4, 10. Like one good roll. Oh, is that a 19? I don't think so. 2. Okay. All right. I just want to roll off a little bit. Get the mojo going. Okay. They don't have any sneakies. All their agility isn't too bad. Let's see, what kind of spells do they got? All right. Oh, Serene is going to have Midas go up and, well, he's not very, he's chink, 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 and she can get him to be quiet when he stands still or rides on her. They didn't bring their horses. They're doing this on foot. That's just a side note. All right. When in doubt, roll. We're going to give them a chance to roll. Give them a intelligence check. What do we get? 12? Okay, that's enough for them to creep up just enough to where they see in the later afternoon light, they do see a rough-looking man leaning up against a tree, just casually looking around. Every now and then chewing on something. So the trail is going to end up going right past this guy, so they got to figure out how to get past him or to ambush him. Well, they just got to take him out no matter what. They're not very sneaky. To think that Naomi's going to get by this guy in chainmail seems kind of, well, that, and actually let's be honest, Miles is in plate. He wears plate. Seems like a bad idea for right now. Maybe he should have changed into some leather. That's what he's thinking. It won't be bad later on though. It'll be a good idea later on. Soon enough. Soon enough. All right, what do we got here? We got Serene doesn't really have a spell that's going to help this situation. None of them are really got ranged weapons. Oh boy, this is interesting. Miles, you don't have a bow or anything, do you? Oh, no. He has a crossbow. All right. Tell you what. Why don't I shoot this? Why don't I take a shot at this fellow? And when I shoot, you guys run in. All right, we're going to give them a roll to see if they can get, if Naomi and Serene can get within 20 feet of this guy without him noticing. That's going to be an agility check. I'm going to roll for both of them. One for each. Yeah. And they're taking their time. There's a lot of cover, so we're not going to make it too difficult to roll. But if we keep rolling these twos, it ain't happen. Here's Serene. Serene. She's wearing robes. Sachets up there. Naomi. Wearing your chainmail. A little harder. Chainmail. Actually, you know what? DCC gives us modifiers that if you're wearing stuff like chainmail, she gets a -5 to this check. So maybe she doesn't. Maybe this is just Serene getting up as close. Yeah. Well. Naomi doesn't have any spells, remember. She's on a geas given to her by, and all she can do is heal and turn. Should we have Naomi try? Naomi's just going to be ready to run. Yeah, to run in there. Serene's going to cast, she's getting flaming hands. She's going to cast flaming hands as soon as it breaks. As soon as shit goes down. You better be ready. Alright. That was the second Cypress Hill reference I've made tonight. Not even planned. Not even planned. No. Looking for... Oh, wait. I put the page numbers. 140. Alright, buddies. People, this has gone a lot different than I imagined it would. There's 140. Wait, that's Flaming Hens. It's 142. Alright. The idea is Serene's going to hit him with... Well, Miles is going to shoot him. Serene's going to then cast a spell, and Naomi's going to come rushing in. Let's see how this gets pulled off. First up is Miles shooting this guy. Shooting this guy in the sky with diamonds. They have a rather robust AC, these bandits. This is just a normal looking dude. No monster. Normal looking bandit kind of fella. Alright, Miles. Is that a 19? Oh, is that a 13? That is a 13. Miles, what do you get for your pluses, buddy? For your... Let's see. His AC is... His agility is a whopping 9. Crossbow bolt just suddenly appears in the tree next to this guy, who gets up, looks at that, looks over there, and do I give Serene? She did make it up close. We're gonna give Serene a chance to flaming hands this guy before we roll initiative, because Naomi's starting in, but she's not going to get there in time. This guy's we'll have to do initiative. We're going to do all that, but Serene is going to yeah, flaming hands. Serene gets a +2 on her spell check. 14, 16. There we go. There we go. 16. Spell produces a blast of fire that burns a single target. Okay, let's see how it manifests. That's a 1d4? Yeah. Cool. This happens again. So she steps out of the bushes at this guy and just points her hands at this guy, and her skin blackens and peels away, revealing these skeleton hands dripping lava. And fire bursts out, burning him, engulfing him. Oh, but it's only doing 1d6, so we'll see. Thrice. 3 points of damage. He screams out in pain. He's not on fire, and he's not dead. No, he's not. But he's hurting. So we're going to roll initiative now. Bandit. It's 5. That's not good for the bandit. That's not good for the bandit at all. Serene. 8. Okay. Naomi. 2. And Miles. 17. All right. Miles is reloading and taking another shot. He was reloading while flaming hands happened. He was reloading the moment his first bolt went into the tree. So we're going to give this another shot. Cursing under his breath. Oh, the other one goes wide. Goes off into the forest. Okay. Serene. Serene's casting it again. Yeah. She's got still got those hands. She's gonna 12 and 2 is 14, just enough. Fire gouts out again. Gout of fire. I don't think gout's a verb. Again, wreathing this guy in flames, and he screams out and falls to the ground, a blackened husk. She just stops and whew. He looked like a bad man, right? He was probably bad. Yes, he killed those. All we know is he captured the thing and he killed that poor elf. Right. Okay. Serene hasn't killed a whole lot of people. She's mostly an academic, and up until now she's killed a bunch of, or some, skeletons, zombies. This was the first human person alive. She puts it aside. She's a very smart and strong woman. So what these guys didn't know is that there were actually 2 of these guys one was on the other side, who witnessed all this, and he took off as fast as he could for the keep. While Naomi, Serene, and Miles reconvene and decide to slowly make their way up to the keep, thinking that they're all fine. So they get up. So they get closer to the keep. It looks definitely an abandoned fort. Top floor, second level's gone. It's all kind of caved. It looks like it might have caved in, and there's rubble around it. So maybe it was a target of a catapult or something, rock. They slowly go up into there, and they don't hear anything. And we're gonna roll to see if they sneak up here or not. Sure. Nothing really happens as they come up, and they look in the door, and or the doorway. It's not, the walls are high enough to where it's still kind of, enclosed. And it looks like there might be a room, like it goes off a little bit. It's not just a round tower. There's a little bit of rooms off the side, or at least square kind of walls. They come up to the open kind of doorway, and inside this is something they're not expecting. It's a woman on the ground, bound and gagged, and then a dwarf and a man standing kind of over her. Naomi, let's see what these guys are gonna do. It's obviously they're looking for a man and a dwarf, and these guys aren't in any kind of bad. They're not they're in a bad way. They're not chained up or anything. They're obviously not prisoners. There's this woman on the ground who's tied up and bound. Naomi comes in. All three of them come in, and the dwarf and the dude turn, and Naomi says, Are you I think they had known that his name was Giles. They had stayed at the inn for a little bit. Their name was Giles. They can't remember the name of the dwarf. And are you Giles? He said. He looks at her. Yes, I am Giles. We were looking for you. I'm very sorry to tell you that your friend the elf is dead. I am sorry to hear that. Who is this? She says, nodding to the woman on the ground. This is one of the bandits or raiders who attacked us. Well, no, this is the prisoner of the raiders who attacked us. We just dispatched the raiders, and we're just about to untie her. Miles looks around. He's like, where are the raiders? The dwarf speaks up. He's like, they've run away. He looks. We're gonna make an intelligence check for Serene. So Serene notices this, especially with the dwarf, when he says that the raiders ran away. He first looked at the girl, almost as if he was looking for instruction, and then that's when she notices that the other guy has done it too. So she asks the question to see. She says, "Well, are you going to untie her, or?" And the Giles person looks down at her and looks back at you and goes, "What are you doing here?" So, kind of proving to Serene that something's not right here. She goes, hold on a moment, Naomi, Miles. She motions them back, and she says, "There's something not right here." They keep looking to this woman. Look at their faces. They do look. Once they look back at them, they do look a little dull. Not in a dumb way, more in a blank kind of way. Naomi nods and says, "Well, what about the woman? I don't know who that is. Should we save her?" yes, probably. Naomi comes back and she goes, she says to the dwarf and the man, she says, do you need help? Is there something we can do for you? And he looks again at the woman on the ground, and he looks back at her, and he says, "Now, no." And that's when the shit goes down. So suddenly they I'm gonna roll. We're gonna do a luck check. Yes. We're going to do a luck check. Perfect. So a luck check with Dungeon Crawl Classics is a little different than a skill check. Skill checks, you want to roll over a certain number. Luck check, you want to roll under, which makes a lot of sense because you end up spending your luck and not getting it back. So like Naomi has an 8 luck now. Serene has a 10, but you got to roll under it. Well, we rolled a 1, so something worked for us because Miles hears something and he turns just in time to see bandits creeping up from outside. He goes, "Oh shit, they're back." And they all look. And then they turn back, and the man has his weapon drawn, and the dwarf has his weapon drawn. And then there's a shimmering kind of weirdness going on, and the illusion, it fades away to reveal that there's not a woman tied up in the ground, but this looks okay. The body is a stag deer, and but right where the head and neck would come out is a woman's body. Basically, it's a centaur, but of a grotesque woman on top of a large, grotesque-looking stag. She's got these cruel, weird antlers coming out of her head. One's broken off. She's got very dark eyes, and she says to Giles and the dwarf, she goes, "Kill them, my pets. Kill them." And it's on. It is on. And there is quite a lot less players than I figured there would be for this. So we're going to see what happens. They're about 25 feet away from this thing, this creature, who's obviously magical in some sort. Then there is the dwarf and the human are right in front of them, in between them and her. And then they've got 3 bandits that they can see outside about to come in. We're going to roll initiative. Yes, we are. We have one the creature. We have the dwarf. We have the human. We have bandits. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm gonna kill off a character tonight. Just kidding, we weren't gonna do that. Let's do the creature. That's a 7. 7 is 8. That's an 8. Okay. Then the dwarf is an 8, 9, 10. Then the Giles, the human, is an 11, 12. And then these bandits that are outside are 9. Ooh, that's an 18. They're 20. Okay. Now, Naomi. 4. 4, and 1 is 5. Miles. That's a 9. And Serene. That's a 6. Okay. Alrighty then. Here we go. Bandits. Oh, let's get their HP out here. Let's do this. HP, baby. Okay. And then he is that. And then he is that. And she is this. This is going to be one hell of a test. The bandits pour in. Like when Miles noticed them, they were like right near the door. And they come running in. These guys have short swords. Yeah. Huh. Okay. We can't forget. Oh, Midas. Oh no, Midas runs with Serene's. Okay. Okay. Miles. He's got his shield up, and because they're coming after him, we're gonna say the first one is gonna run in and attack him, and the others are gonna come in and flank him, but not attack yet. Yeah. So one of them's gonna attack. The other two aren't. So Miles, let's set the scene. We've got a, I'd say it's a good 60 by 80 room. The team is actually, yeah, the team is a little further in. The far end of the room, across from the door, is the stag lady. Then in front of her, and then the team is there with Serene and Naomi. Well, actually, it'd be Naomi, and then Serene and Miles are kind of right behind her. It's like a pyramid. And then the bandits are coming in. And, yeah, we're going to give them a break. The bandits are going to spend their action moving up into their face. They're going to double move. You can, in Dungeon Crawl Classics, you get a move and an attack. Or you can double move for your turn. They're going to double move to get in there through the door to get up and right in their faces. So Serene and Miles have 3 bandits right in their face. Naomi turns back and sees the dwarf and the human moving in. That was the bandits. Then it's going to be the human. The human... Oh, this is so bad. This is so evil. The human starts speaking spells, starts speaking something and waving his hand over his mace. He's got his mace, and he's got it out, and he immediately goes like this and says some words of power. We're going to see if he succeeds at casting whatever it is he's about to cast. I think there's going to be some spell burning going on in this in a minute here. For Serene. Okay, we're gonna give this guy what's this guy's spell check? He's gonna be okay. All right, he gets +2. He rolled a 12. And 1. Naomi watches as a crackle of electricity comes over his hand as he he waves it over, saying some words over the mace, and she swears that she sees a little bit of electricity on the mace. She knows immediately she doesn't want to be hit by that mace. He's going to... Okay. Alright, that's his turn. Then the dwarf goes next, and the dwarf is going to charge at Naomi with a roar. He moves weird, though. Doesn't seem to move as fluid as you'd expect him to. Okay. She is AC 16. And he rolls an 18. He has a -2, but that still puts him at 16, which hits... Oh, he has a might die. Yeah, he hit her. Okay. He hits for 5. -2 is 3. Plus the 4 from the might die is 7 points of damage. Naomi's watching this guy cast a spell on his mace and isn't able to block efficiently, and this dwarf's warhammer bangs across her scale mail or chain mail. What did I say? 4? That's 7. Now, Miles. What are you going to do, Miles? Miles... Alright, Miles, immediately being the military dude, he wants to clear out the bandits behind them to open up their way for escape. He is going to... Well, first off, he's going to try to do a shield wall to help protect Serene. That's going to be his mighty deed, because he knows Serene's going to want to cast a spell, and he doesn't want these bandits hitting on her while she's casting it. So we're going to roll his might die. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy. So he takes a swing at one of them. And what's his plus? What is his... Miles. Okay. Miles, buddy. Oh, he's +2. But that's still 10. So that's just not good. Hey, and then, well, he's going to try to... he's going to try to bash with his shield. Wait, it's a shield bash 1d14 or is it 1d16? Shield bash 1d14. D14. So I got to re-roll this. Look at that. And did he crit? Can he crit on the... Okay, hold on. So, D14, yes. Okay. Huh. And he rolled a 3 on that too. So we're going to assume he is attempting the mighty deed on both. And so this one, he's going to not only crit, we're going to allow him to crit with the shield. So he swings at, maybe swings at 1, right, with his longsword, and smacks another one with his shield. But he smacks the other one so hard that, let's see what happens. He crits. He rolls 1d14. No, that's, yeah, 1d14 on table 3. Table 3. Crit table 3. Crit table 3. Crit. Fumbles. Crits. Table 3. There you are. Alright, cool. That's a 10. Sunder foe's weapons. Shards of metal fill the air. Nice. So he hits this guy so hard. Okay, so doesn't do any extra damage. He's doing 1d3 points of damage plus the 3 from the might die. 6 points of damage to this guy and smashes his weapons. But you know what? He just totally... Miles is badass. He missed one, but he caught the other guy so hard that he broke his sword and shoved the pieces up into his face, and killed the guy. The guy falls in. He was like this, bam. The guy wasn't that much taller than him, really. So one's down. One bandit's down. Good job, Miles. With a sick crunch. Miles starts getting worked up. Getting that battle fever going. Now, the creature. What are you doing, creature? Yes. She's going to attempt to charm Serene. This is when it's all going to go bad. This could all go really bad. Why am I doing it? Because. Okay, first we gotta attempt the charm spell. Because y'all already figured out that she's got this dwarf and human charmed, right? Y'all are smart people. We all know what's up. 131 is charm person. She gets a +2 to her checks. We're gonna roll to see if she succeeds. Wow. Holy crap. Wow. Yeah, so wizard can target a number of creatures equal to his caster level. Well. Yeah. That's all, she's only gonna be able to do one. Okay, well, she gets a will save. We'll see how well this goes. Oh boy, this is bad. This is bad. So Serene. Okay. Alright, her will save. Oh good, she gets +2 to her will save. So, but the problem is she needs to beat the roll. And the roll right now is 22 in order to save. So she needs to roll 20. What the fuck? Yeah! Yeah! Alright. Boom! Okay. Serene turns and looks at her and gives her this, like, and the creature is like, says the words of power and just says them right and feels like all fate has led to this moment. And Serene turns and gives her this look like, not today. Not today. Hell yeah. Okay. All right, so, and it is Serene's turn. What are you going to do, Serene? Obviously, this thing is a spellcaster, and it's a problem. Okay, Serene sets Midas onto one of the bandits. Does she want to do that, or she just want to blow these guys away with flaming hands? Okay, so she's going to she's got these bandits right there in her face. She's going to attempt to flaming hands both these bandits. And I think she's going to do a little spell burn. She can't mess around with this. She knows it too. They're in a life or death situation. She's going to send Midas to keep the beast, whatever that monster is, this she-deer. She's going to send Midas to keep her busy. But she's going to take care of her, but she needs to clear out these bandits. She wants to try to set them both on fire. So, yeah, she's going to, let's see. I want to do something fun. Let's see, personality. She's going to burn like 3 points of personality. Oops, 14. 11. I mean, I keep falling down. Like, okay, so the mechanic is that they can burn attribute points. Now, she's going to regain these attribute points, one a day, henceforth. But fictionally, she does something like Dragon Age or Blood Magic, but I keep falling back to that. So if you got any ideas how she could spend some personality points, let me know. Fictionally, that would be cool. Or maybe it'll come to me when she does it. But she's going to spend 3 to make this a +5. And she's going to cast Flaming Hands. Booyah! 18 plus 5 is 23. What is that going to do? 42. 23. Spell produces a blast of fire that burns up to 3 targets within range for 1d6 plus caster level points of damage. Okay. Does she want to spend 1 point of luck? If she spends 1 point of luck, we will be blasting 3 targets. Well, 2d6 plus caster level. We're going to do that. We need that luck. And it's obviously things are working for her. Where'd my pencil go? There you are. She's got 10 luck. She's going to spend 1. She's got 9 to make that a 24. I'm sorry. A 24. Yeah, 24. So, this time, does it... Yeah, we're going to keep with it. Her skin melts away. Skeletal fingers, lava dripping. She shoots... she says her... after she turns away from the she-beast, she says her words of power. The flames burst out, totally engulfing the 2 guys, the 2 remaining bandits, doing 5, 6, 7 to both of them. Both of them screaming, total Raiders of the Lost Ark, face melting. It's like, oh God, they screaming and go running away, and Miles just sitting there watching them, going, oh God. And yeah, so the escape route is now open. And 2 bandits are down. Well done, Serena. Or Serene. Now it's Naomi's turn. Naomi, yeah, she has no idea why this dwarf and this guy are attacking him. So she's going to, knowing full well that, oh wait, no, hold on. Oh, Midas. Midas is going to, the little dude, he's going to go run in towards the stag beast woman. But he's not going to get there just yet. He'll be next turn. Ching, 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 ching. That's how he sounds. So, Naomi is going to return the favor of the dwarf hitting her. And Law's lights out and glowing as she goes and... Let's see. And does what? I don't know yet. I keep wanting this to be her die, but it hasn't been doing very well. Let's see if it does better today. She has a +4. It is still not doing very good. Yeah, so this dwarf hit her so hard it pushed her back a bit, and when she tries to return, he's not there anymore. Like she goes a little too high and totally misses him. Man. Okay, that puts us back at the top. Bandits gone. That is now the human dude. Oh yeah, the human cast something on his mace. Oh Scheiße. He now comes up to hit Naomi. Hold. Oh wait, I put the 264. Can you guess what he cast on his weapon? Okay. He swings at Naomi. And she's already really on edge because she watched him do that. So she's watching on the corner eye. He makes a move and swings. And even though she swung high, she manages to step back, and it just goes right by her. His mace. She sees the crackle of the energy go by. That's good. But the dwarf, he's still right there, attacking her with another scream with his warhammer. This time, however, his warhammer slides off her armor, hits her breastplate, but not hard enough. He misjudged because she turned. When she turned to avoid Giles' mace, he struck, and because of her turn, he glanced and did no damage. Yeah. Miles watches the guys burning, turns and sees the human and the dwarf ganging up on Naomi. So he roars and charges into the human. Yeah, he's gonna do mighty deed. He's going to attempt to can we knock? Let's look at some of the example mighty deeds. There's nothing around here that's really precision, trips, throw. Ooh, pushback. He's gonna attempt to push this guy back. Hit him hard. Yeah. Okay. 1d4. And this guy's armor class. He's wearing chainmail. Okay, well, Miles, your fumble die is what? Fumble die is well, he's got plate armor on. Plate armor, full plate. Fumble die is 16. This is going to be interesting. We just had a D16. Where'd it go? Where'd you go? Did I just find the 14? No, this is 16. Okay. Rolo, YOLO, Rolo. 14. 14 on the fumbled. Like a turtle on its back, you slip and land upside down, flailing about and unable to right yourself. You must fight from a prone position for the next round before you can recover your balance and rise. Jeez. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So Miles trips as he comes roaring in. He trips over some it's unfamiliar ground. There's rubble, like we did mention that there's rubble in the room from the tower above. He trips, falls on his back somehow, and is struggling to get back up. And that's when the creature strikes. Right? That's be the perfect time for it to do that. The creature sees the little knight coming, hears the little knight coming, and she speaks some words of power again. Let's see how she does. No, wrong die. Let's see if the yellow die works for her. It does. 17. Okay. Suddenly, oh geez, wow. Suddenly, they don't. Well, Naomi sees it. Miles is on his back. Serene's turned and seen it. There's a waver in the air around the she-beast stag thing, and suddenly there's 5 of them total around, just kind of like out from her. Well, maybe not like that because we're not quite sure who's who, but there's Serene has picked up that might be an illusion, but yeah, so there's like 5 of them. She mirror imaged. Great. That was the creature, and now it is Miles. Wait, we just did Miles. Yep. Serene. Okay, Serene sees this. Midas is there. If an opponent who concentrates for a full round can make a will save to distinguish the caster's true self from the mirror image. Ranged attacks may cause the mirror images to vanish and still wound the caster. The mirror images last for 1d6 plus rounds or until dispelled. Oh, 1d6 plus rounds. Let's see how many rounds this is going to be. Right. What did I say? 1d6 plus 1? 5 rounds. Okay. 5 rounds. Okay. Surveying the battlefield, Serene's got to think quick. This thing just... Obviously, it's on defensive. Miles is on the ground, though. If Miles wasn't on the ground, she wouldn't worry about the 2 things that are happening, and she'd concentrate on the creature. But Miles being on the ground means that she needs to take action against this human, while Naomi's tied up with the dwarf. Should she go, since they're working so well for her? Or is that, I was going to think Flaming Hands? Or should she switch it up? Or does she help Miles up? That's what she's going to do. She's going to rush and help Miles up. Just grab him and pull him up so he doesn't spend a round on his back. Gets him back in the game. Meanwhile, Midas, the little knight, comes running up and takes a swing at the first creature it sees. He gets a +4. This thing's armor class is 15. He hits, and as he hits, one of the illusions goes away. So now there's only 4. I mean 3. Well, 4 total. 4 images. 4 of these 4 creatures. Little knight took care of one. Okay, and now it's Naomi's turn. Naomi grits her teeth. Laws, lights, flings. She comes down hard on the dwarf. And he sidesteps. This guy knows how to fight. He is no slouch, that is for sure. And she is just sucking. She'll have her moment. Back to the top, it's the human. Now the human didn't really notice. He's focused on Naomi. He's going to swing his mace at Naomi. And he misses. His mace does not touch her. His crackling with energy mace. How long does that last? I forgot to check that. Needless to say, we do not want him 1d6 plus caster level. Of course. Of course. 8 rounds. So that's 1 round. Oh, that's 2 rounds. 2 rounds. Okay. Law of probability says he's going to hit somebody with that. I have a feeling. Okay. He misses this time, though. The dwarf. The dwarf. He's working. He's going to bring this big, giant woman down. Swings at her knees. Ooh. But glances off her, I don't know what the knee part of her chainmail would be called. But he does not hit. She steps back. Oh, she steps back to avoid the human's mace and Guile's mace. And as she steps back, the Warhammer finds no purchase on her leg. Or just kind of whiffs in the air. That's good. Everybody else missing is good too. Miles, he's up now. Thanks to Serene. Yeah. He's going to go for the human. Shield bash and everything. No, not you. I think I've given up on the gold die. Here we go. Here we go. 17. Okay. He hits with his longsword. The human. Oh boy. Get rid of this because she's no longer here. All right, buddy. What do you got? You got 1d plus 2. So 2 and 2 is 4, and 1 is 5. So he hits with his sword for 5. Okay. For 5. He hits him pretty good. Comes in, slices him down the chest. And then he comes in as hard as he can with his shield. Try to shield bash this guy. The shield bash does not hit though. So it comes in, he had pushed the guy, he sliced him, he had stumbled back, and he wasn't able to get the shield bash in there. But now he's up in front and got the human away from Naomi. So that's good. The creature. The she-stag. Miles finds himself glancing up and looking right at her. And she's looking right at him. Like all of her eyes. And he needs to make a will save. Where's your will, buddy? Your will save. He gets +2. 5. He feels himself drawn to her. He's not charmed, but he feels himself drawn to her, and it feels weird. What's happening is he's drained. His personality is being drained by 1 point for now. Okay. Now Serene. Serene's helped him up. Okay. She's going to concentrate on figuring out which one's the real one. And what did it say how she does that? She can spend the round trying to figure out which one's the right one to have Midas hit her. Okay. Okay, an opponent who concentrates a full round can make a will save to distinguish the caster's true self from the mirror images. Okay. A will save would have to be 16 or 18. She can't figure it out. Midas takes a shot, takes a swing though. Anyway, and he misses. The stag stamps all of them, kind of stamp to the side, and Midas, the little knight, misses. And finally, Naomi. Naomi's hitting this sucker this time. She is not missing him. She takes a deep breath, best she can. She snarls. Yes, snarling's always good. Snarling, darling. Are you kidding me? Oh, Jesus. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. She does not hit again. She cannot hit this guy to save her life. And it might have to. Yeah. Back up. The human has found a new target. He swings at Miles. Ooh. Glances off his Miles shield. Yeah, see, he found a new opponent. That's not as easy as the... Well, Naomi wasn't easy either. The dwarf charges at Naomi. Oh, I'm supposed to be rolling. He gets a deed die. He's a warrior. Or a dwarf. So he gets the deed die. So he comes at her. 11 plus 4 is 15. Oh, minus 2. He misses. He's not doing as well. She manages to deflect him off with her warhammer. Parry. She parries with her warhammer. Law's light. Flashes in light. Flashes with light. She gets plus 4 and she can't hit this guy. This is terrible. Yeah, back at the top of the round. No. No, that was the dwarf, and now it's Miles. Miles has got his heart set on taking this human down. Yep. Ooh, what's his armor class? Freaking 15. He hits 8, 9, 10, and 13. He, yeah. Just can't. What's his luck at? Oh, his luck's pretty low. All right, he misses. This is pretty... He misses. The creature... What is she going to do? What kind of tricks she got up her sleeve? What else can she... Oh, she's caught Serene looking at her. Serene's got to make a will check. Oh, and fails. And Serena, the eyes, she starts feeling... Ooh, her personality is at 8 now. Because she used it for her spell burn. She used some personality, and this just drained her personality by 3. Basically, it's like draining her willpower. She feels like almost... now, suddenly, after looking at this thing's eyes, locking eyes with this thing, she suddenly feels admiration flow through her for this creature. Not enough to make her not want to attack it, but enough to make her go, yes, this is a worthy adversary. I could learn from her. Or it. And now it's Serene's turn. Now she's going to break out of that and be like, no. How far does Flaming Hands go? She shakes her head and is like, no. No. What's the range on Flaming Hands? That's what inquiring minds want to know. I think it's like 120 feet, actually. 120. I think it's something like that. Which would be sweet. 15 feet. No, she is not 15 feet from this thing. No, she needs to get up in there. I guess she could. Yeah, she could get by. See, Miles has got the guy squared off. The dwarf is on Naomi. Yeah. So Serene's just going to walk right through the middle and cast Flaming Hands on all of them. She's going to attempt to hit all of them. she... I don't want to spell burn too much. She's not going to be able to regain this stuff. If they make it past this, they still have to deal with whatever's in the crypt. They can't rest for days. Alright, let's see if she can roll good. 20. 18 plus 2 is 20. Flaming hands. Okay, yep. Up to 3 targets. Yeah. And there were 5 total. She trying to decide if we let her burn or just take care of 3 of the mirrors. I think just 3 of the mirrors. 3 of the mirrors disappear in the flames. And there's 2 left. Midas takes a swing. Oh, he misses. He misses. So we still have 2 images, 2 of the deer ladies, stag lady, and now it's Naomi's turn. Is Naomi gonna? Maybe she switch tactics. No, she's gonna try to attack this thing, this dwarf. No. Let's try a different die. Try a different die. Never say die. She has +4. Come on, 16. This thing's armor class is 16, is it not? No. He's got half plate. This guy... Alright, so... Light's hammer lands, but she finally gets him, but it just glances off his armor. He is a tough little SOB. Alright, well, she's getting closer, right? Yeah. Giles. He's got a couple more turns before his magic stuff on the mace is gone. Yeah. He swings at Miles. 12. He does not hit him. He blocks with a shield. So far, these guys aren't feeling like they're overpowered. In fact, they're feeling good. No one needs to run. Naomi, Serene, and Miles are all badasses. That was the human. The dwarf. His name is Theric, by the way. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. He rolls a 14, but he gets a -2 because he is not in his right head. He misses. There's going to be a bunch of this is a Titanic ponk, ponk between Naomi and this dwarf. Okay. That was the dwarf, and now it's Miles. Miles is going to finish this human. That's exactly what's going to happen right now. He's going in for the kill. Nice. That is a really good roll. He's doing 1d8 +2, 8, 12. So when Giles comes down with his mace again, Miles goes like this and then brings that sword up right into his head and his neck through that, and then brings it down, and he crumples to the ground. No, not able to hit anybody with this paralysis on his mace. That would have made this battle even more difficult if he would have paralyzed somebody, either Naomi or Miles. But he is dead, quite dead. Giles falls. The dwarf seems not to notice or care. Yeah. The creature draws a sword. Where are we? Yeah. The creature draws a sword. Suddenly has a sword in her hand, and comes. Both of them come racing at Miles with a scream. This weird creature beast scream. And I'm imagining like the hags from Skyrim. I forget what they're called. They're just the hags. They're nasty things. That's one of those faces on this creature. 10. She does not hit him. He's like surprised. He's got these two at him. They both come, but he kind of puts up his shield, and one of them hits, makes a sound. He can't tell which one it was though. And it is Serene's turn. So, yeah. It's been working. She's going to cast Flaming Hands again. I feel like this is the point where she's going to forget it. But it's been working. Oh, 2 is 10. Yeah. Her Flaming Hand spree ran out. And she goes to cast it, and her hands turned to normal. And she was just one word off. And now she's forgotten it. It sputters on her lips. And Naomi, she notices what's going on. Is tired of this fight with this dwarf. Can she end it? She needs a set. That's not an 18. That is a 3. A 3. Which is not a fumble, but it sure ain't no hit. Jeez. Oh, shoot. Midas. We forgot about Midas during Serene. So Serene forgot Flaming Hands. The little knight, though, he takes a shot at, it rushes by him. It's rushed by him to attack Miles, and he turns and totally misses swinging at it. Back to the top, the human is dead. The dwarf, like a bad rash, just won't leave Naomi alone, doing nothing, but being super annoying. He does nothing. Miles, okay, Miles is just going to swing at, yeah. He's going to use his Mighty Deed to hit the right one. We'll just give it to him. If he succeeds at his Mighty D roll, he needs a die roll. He needs a 4. Then, no. And he doesn't even 2, 3, he doesn't even hit her at all. Either the mirror image or, nope. He swings and misses as it rears. It rears and he misses the nearest form of it. And then the creature is going to take off. She's taking off through the door. She starts running. We're going to give Miles an opportunity attack, but there's 2 of them. So he'll roll. Oh, look at that. He actually hit one. And that mirror disappears as his Warhammer goes through it. It disappears, and he turns to see the real one go running through the door. Okay. Serene sees this too, and she wants to follow, but this crazy dwarf thing is still being a trouble. She sends Midas to attack the dwarf. He'll be there in a minute. He's 1 foot tall. It's going to take him a little while. And what can she do? She's going to cast Chill Touch on herself. That's 13. 133. So it's Chill Touch. So she made it. So let's see. 3. So she says some words, and suddenly, like the room, if they took the time to notice it, suddenly this new smell erupts around her, a very rotted kind of smell. But her hands, she can feel the energy in her hands. That's first round. I mean, that's doesn't happen until she tries to hit next round. And yeah. Who is it? It's Miles. It's Naomi. So Naomi sees this thing leave, and she says, she yells out, I think he's under her spell. Try to subdue him. She's gonna attack. She instead of going for a kill blow, she's gonna do subdual damage at this point. If she can even freaking hit. Okay, that's 2. So which kind of goes against what Serene was trying to do. But now it's Miles, and he comes and misses this guy, and Serene tries to hit him. Oh my gosh, with a fumble. She fumbles with her hands. So Serene came in to try to grab the guy with her. She's got chill touch to do damage with her hands, and she fumbles. We'll give her a what's a robes? D4. Right? Yeah. 2. Your incompetent blow makes you a laughing stock for the party, but otherwise causes no damage. So they don't even know what. Naomi and Miles are like, what was that? What were you even trying to do? And Serene steps back and decides that she's going to stay out of it. So the dwarf attacks Naomi and misses. Top, it's going to be... All right, so it's Miles first. Wow. Miles is rolling a d16 on the fumble chart. He's rolling a 3. He trips, but he can recover with a DC 10 reflex save, which he does. He trips, but he does not fall. And then, actually, yeah, okay, the dwarf went. Then it's Serene. She's going to stay back. Serene rushes to the door to see if she can see where the stag went. Stag lady, but she doesn't leave. And then Naomi hits the guy, finally hits him. Hits him with Light's Law, doing 1d8 plus 3. 4 points of damage. Fine. 4 points of subdual damage. Okay. He is a beast, though. He is not... This does not stall him. I have to take a really quick break. I will be right back. Oh man, so yeah, that Red Bull almost made me fail my own saving throw, if you know what I mean. Okay, Naomi and Miles are circling this crazed dwarf, and now even more so they notice how slack his face is. Miles, in the heat of battle, had noticed that this guy wasn't worked up like you would expect a dwarf to be, and he realizes that the priest wasn't either, and suddenly feels a little pang of regret for killing the priest. But the cleric, but this guy is okay. He's under this thing's spell. So yeah, they're gonna attempt to subdue him. She does 5 points of damage subdual to him, or 4. That was Naomi, and then he still is trying to kill them though. He's swinging at Naomi, but missing. That was an 8. Let's move this here. Miles. Man, this guy's a juggernaut too. Miles. Oh, it doesn't matter if you do. Oh, I didn't roll. Okay. Take a deep breath. Naomi's going to roll. She doesn't roll a 416. Oh my gosh, she just barely missed him. Really, I'm just going to keep rolling because he might luck out and kill them both. We don't know. We'll see what happens. The dwarf attacks Naomi. It's -2. Because he's charmed, he's not in full possession of his abilities, so he's getting a negative to all this. He misses. Miles attacks and misses. And Naomi. And it's just a bunch of me rolling like crap for like an hour. Okay. Alright, so that's my... okay, hold on. That's the dwarf versus Naomi. Oh, he hits Naomi this time. Finally, he hits her with his longsword, doing a whole crap ton. -2 though, but that's 10 points of damage. Wow. Okay, like I said, he suddenly he steps forward and jams his sword right through Naomi. Serene hears that. She turns and rushes back, sending Midas into the battle too, because she had kept him out. Wanted to make sure that the stag creature wasn't going to come back through the door and attack them. But now that Naomi's gotten stabbed through, she's still alive, but she just got stabbed through. Serene comes rushing in. Miles, he's been playing nice. He's going to attack, and 11 is 3 is 14 plus 2. He does not hit, but he's gonna. Well, he's not gonna be able to hit with a shield bash either. This guy's got half plate. Miles misses, not wanting to stab Naomi. Yeah, and then Serene. How long does she have chill touch? She's got chill touch. I'm gonna say she's gonna cast enlarge on him, but that means she'd be touching him with him being Miles. She's going to attempt to. No, she's not gonna get in the middle of this. She's sending Midas in to attack. No, she's going to spend a point of intelligence to remember Flaming Hands and cast it on him. She's casting Flaming Hands. She can spell burn a little bit to remember a forgotten... Oh my god. Ooh, you know what this means? This means she might get corruption. She might be corrupted. Let's see what happens. Lost, failure, and worse. Roll 1d6 modified by luck. Her luck is... She has no luck. 2. 1, 2. She's corrupted. Let's roll 1 to 4. 3. Okay. Oh, wow. She goes to cast it, and fire erupts, but it erupts all around her body in a flash, stinging and burning all at once, really quick. And she goes, ah! And she falls back, and she doesn't notice yet. The others will notice, but she's completely hairless. Her hair, or suddenly wisps of stuff are falling, like threads of ash, and she's like this. She goes like this, and her hair had burned off, and her arms are clean, and she feels her face, and she doesn't feel her eyebrows, and she's horrified. She's completely hairless. Burnt all the hair off her. Okay, that was her. And then Naomi's going to fall back and reach out to Justicia to heal herself. She's gonna fall, fall to her knees and call upon Justicia to heal her. Holy mackerel! Whoa, that's so bad. Okay, well, she just got disfavor from Justicia. We got to see what that means. She's going to be rolling 1d4 on the disapproval chart. Wow, things have gotten... It's a 1, so that should be okay. Okay, it's just a 1. Man, this is crazy. Where is disapproval? It's right here. No, here. No, here. No, here. No. Here. 1. The cleric must atone for her sins. She must do nothing but utter chants and intonations for the next 10 minutes, starting as soon as she's able. If she's in combat, she can wait until the danger is over. Justicia doesn't want her helping her. Maybe Naomi is not strong enough to do this. Okay. That is okay. Where are we at? So that's back at the top of the hour. Right? Yeah. That's the dwarf. He's going to attack Miles now. Naomi has fallen. He's going to attack the other one that's still walking, talking, and trying to attack. Well, trying to attack him. So Miles is a little. Oh boy, he hit Miles 3. Well, that was a 19, right? Yeah. That is 6, 9, 7 points of damage to Miles. His warhammer slaps Miles across the face and neck. Yeah. Miles almost goes down. He's reeling. His head's all... Holy crap. This guy might kill all 3 of them. We need a miracle here, man. Well, we might be able to fabricate a miracle. Let's see here. Who's up first? Oh, you know, Midas is going to attack this turn around. All right, it is Miles' turn. Miles he got hit so hard, he's almost out. But he's not going to be going down. He's not going to die right now. No. He puts everything he can into attacking this guy. And it's not much at all. Definitely not much. He's swimming, his eyes bloodied, his vision blurry. He tries to attack. It's not the guy. The guy wasn't even there. The dwarf wasn't even there who was attacking. He's seeing things now. He's seeing shadows. Serene. Yeah. Serene. Maybe it's time to run, but man, Naomi's down. Miles is almost down. Well, first off, Midas is in. He's going to take a shot at this guy. And he misses. Man, 17 armor class is pretty tough, man. Serene's just pissed. She's angry. She's so angry that she lost all her hair. She is pulling everything she's got out. Everything. She's going to take 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of spell burn. She's going to take 5 points of spell burn to get flaming hands. 5. She gets +2 spell check. This is +7. +7, that's 19. So she's definitely casting it. 19. It's kind of a little bit of a last ditch kind of thing. Alright, she's doing 1d6 plus her caster level. She does 3 points of damage to this guy. That's all she does. It's almost like his blank eyes don't even notice it. He's a juggernaut. He's a literal juggernaut. And then finally, Naomi. Okay, so I think we're going to try. Clerics have a thing called Divine Aid. As devout worshiper, a cleric is entitled to beseech her deity for divine aid. Yeah, it's got to be an extraordinary act. Like, I'm wondering, does she do a divine aid, begging Justitia to wipe the dwarf's mind free, to free him from the spell that's on him? I think we got to at this point. I think we really, really need to. Yeah. So, knowing that she's in a really bad way and skewered, Naomi, yeah, yeah. So instead of seeking to heal herself, she asked Justitia to heal him. She's 11, 12, 13. Right. It wasn't a completely simple request, but it wasn't extraordinary either. We're gonna yeah, the DC was 12. She made it. That was the right answer for Justitia. Justitia is the goddess of justice and mercy. The dwarves are typically very lawful. This is a lawful dwarf who would never have done the things it's doing right now. That was the right call for Naomi. A flash of a brilliance and Law's light. She hears her hammer go, "My lady!" There's a flash of light, and suddenly the room goes quiet, and just Naomi's sitting there, she's praying, and she looks up, and the dwarf is standing there, and he's a little slack-jawed, but she can see his eyes are returning. He's returning. Miles is reeling, and the dwarf says, where's Giles? Who are you? And he looks afraid, and Serena speaks up and says, don't be afraid. You are under a spell. We've saved you. Well, why did I do this? Yes, but you're okay now. It takes him a minute to get his bearings, and they talk to him, and come to find out that yes, this beast stag thing had taken over his mind, and doesn't remember much of what happened. He's very sad that Giles died, that they didn't get a chance. They had traveled with him for a long time, but he feels indebted to Naomi and crew now. He tells them that they had gone into this, they had broken in and found an entrance to this old temple at the top of the fort. They uncovered the stairs that that other people hadn't found, and they had indeed gone this crypt and taken this rod out, and it should be around here somewhere. They searched the fort, and in the back, underneath some rocks and kind of situated, was a little treasure store of this creature. She had some bandits under her thrall too, he said, but they're all kind of dead, and she must have ran off, and they want to get out of there before she comes back. They find the rod. It's like a 1.5 foot long, kind of fancy looking thing, but it's definitely, it looks like the exact one that goes back into it. He says he's freaked out by what them removing the rod has caused. The fact that the village has been overrun by zombies, and that people had died. He feels like he's crushed, and he says, I owe you my life. I'm going to come with you to help as best I can. So with that, they all take off and head back to the village. The creature doesn't come back in that time, but it watches them from the forest. But it doesn't move on them, and watches them leave. It'll set up shop again. That its story's not over with. They make it back to the village without any kind of event, and basically falling into the village. But they have the rod, and they after some resting, they're going to need to go back into the crypt, and they want to do it before the nightfall. So Naomi's got to be doing some healing and stuff. But that's where we're going to leave off tonight. The next week, it will be the finale. They're going to go back into the crypt, confront what's there, and hopefully seal it and end this. Yeah, looking forward to it. This did not end up any way that I imagined, but we did make a new friend, and I'm glad about that, because I have thoughts. Watch him die next episode. But we did make a friend in Clerics the dwarf. Okay, that was that. Thank you very much for joining. Hey, if you like this, if you like watching this, please leave a comment or something. Let me know what you like and what you don't like. Any input would be awesome, because it'll help me figure out what's the best way to do this kind of thing. Kind of just is completely new. I haven't seen anybody else doing stuff like this, so just want to know what's working and what's not. Other than that, y'all have a good night, and Viva la Dungeon!